Hello everyone, my name is aramonkg and today I have an FPVOD for you from the latest Company of Heroes Balance patch, the beta version of course, that was recently released, and as of now you can only create custom games in which possibly other people that browse the custom game section and have the beta installed can see, of course, or you can invite whoever is on, I guess. This one was against a random guy that chose to play as Panzer Elite, and I'm playing as the Americans, and we are, of course, on Langres. Now the changes for the Americans, the significant ones that I could spot is fixing those freaking engineers that are not getting suppressed anymore so easily. There's a manpower reduction for the armor, the Pershing, the M26 Pershing of the armor commander, and there's a decrease in the fuel cost of the tank depot, I guess making it a bit more viable overall. But usually Meccan players don't go tank depot. 80 guns are still strong, infantry plays still strong, there's no significant changes to riflemen at all, and I guess that's how it goes. So first engagement here, two Panzer Elite squads moving in, close to my strategic point. Of course I chose not to engage, they were in green cover, I just back off, and I'll be attacking them as soon as I get my second rifleman squad out. They seem to be making their way towards my engineers, which of course they saw from the map that my engineers were there and capping. Excuse me. And right now I retreat my engineers. It's a fight I can't win. I take the opportunity to cap the westmost fuel point with the second squad of engineers, since I know the Kettengrad and the whole bunch of PGrens is in the east, and reinforcing of course the engineers, retreating my riflemen, and close cover. PGrens have to retreat, and I'm gonna go after the Ketten, but it's not gonna be so easy to kill it, so I'll just revert to capping the VP. Now changes concerning the Panzer Elite. The armor car got a health bonus by 40 hit points, I think from 220 to 260, and it's also got an increase against infantry in garrison cover, which means infantry in buildings. It's like I don't know, I think it's 20% more accurate against infantry in buildings, which would mean, of course, that it's a little bit easier for it to kill them, because I think it was pretty safe for whenever an armor car was around, we just jumped into a building and nothing good, literally nothing good happen to them for a long time. Here once again we have a retreat in the east, and I managed to take down his Kettengrad by the high munition point. Overall, I consider my situation to be pretty good right now, although he does have some fuel in his possession from the beginning of the game, and I'll be trying to cut it down as quick as I can. I have those riflemen decamping the strategic point there, that important strategic point that connects the medium fuel and munition points to the east of the map. Now this strange thing, with cover, and kind of weird that my riflemen were for once in cover, then they were not, blah 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 blah. Anyway, I have once again to retreat, and my general plan, my plan as of now is that I'm just waiting for him to show what teching he opts to go for, because I really don't want to invest in a motor pool and then see him PGrens spamming continuously and getting shreks, and my motherboard being ineffective or just totally not worth it. I'm just gonna keep harassing around with my riflemen and engineers, plant as many mines as I can, and whenever he reveals his tech, I'll probably be able to switch to what I think would be the appropriate counter for that. As you see, I'm quite low on manpower, and I do not opt for bars, although my fuel is starting to go up, and that's why I retreated those engineers in order to build a supply depot and have it ready so that my motor pool, if needed, can go up really easily. Now this area here, he kind of contained himself in a way in that building for which I don't know the reason why he would do that. As you see here, I just bring my weapon squads over there, and I just opt not to cap the points. I will have time, I guess at least that I will have time to do that later, and I can just take on those PGrens in the building. You see, I take casualties, but so does he, and eventually his squads are more expensive to reinforce or to replace than mine. So I'm fine with that, and as you'll see in a moment, both of those squads go down, and this is exactly the moment that the first armored car makes itself known to me that it is around, and it's I don't know what minute mark it is. At this point I consider picking a commander, but I regret it. Here I'm just gonna build the motor pool in such a way that my engineers are behind the line of sight of the armor car. I'm just gonna keep pushing with my riflemen. There are 4 squads there, more than enough to handle an armor car. Of course, I'll continue with that after I reinforce them. You'll see that I didn't have the chance to build a trial center, and since the armor car is out by now, I won't be building a trial center. I'm just gonna go directly. Whenever I get that 280 manpower, I'm gonna use it immediately on getting an M8 out, since an M8 will be sufficient to deal with the armor car, of course, and it will give me the ability to fight off even a Marder 3 in case that makes its appearance on the field. However, I just saw a second armor car, so most probably he's gonna go for some armored car spamming, potentially. I don't know yet. Just putting my riflemen in green cover and continuing to harass with the rest of my forces, my 2 NGs and my other 2 riflemen. Of course, the moment I saw those 2 armored cars and thinking in the back of my head that maybe there was even more to follow it, I just started spamming mines. Although these 2 mines here are mostly against protecting me and my rifleman squads or my engineer squads that cap the medium fuel there from the AC harassment. Though I will be needing a trial center soon. Here you see my mine paying off, destroying a half health armor car, and now my M8 is on the field. I get both the upgrades, since they are quite good, and I had the munitions that I hadn't had enough munitions. That's what I mean, to be able to get both upgrades without any trouble. This is the time for me to build my trial center after I have gotten my M8 out and I feel kind of secure against those armored cars. This is gonna be some quite a downtime here because most of my squads are in low health, And while they take time to heal, I'll try to make the most out of my M8 driving around. I don't have a tactics indication by the PE player. I don't know whether he has gone tank destroyers, Luftwaffe, or scorched earth. So I'll just be wandering around with my armor cars, trying to take a kind of safe route and not going directly into his base, for example, or trying to hunt down his armored cars, because you never know what the hell is going to happen to it. A marder or a Tellermine, and it's pretty your only unit that can fight ACs is going down. That's never good. At this point I'm getting stickies as well, because I think that he is going to get some murders out because of my M8, but and I get the stickies preemptively in case I need to flank with my rifleman, make sticky the marder and then circle strafe, for example, with my M8. Now, of course, my squads have healed from the Trias Center, and I'm moving out once again. I meet armored cars and not so many PGrens, and that's good for me because I know he has lost a lot of PGrens, so his capping power has deteriorated significantly, as you can see from the tactical map. I pretty much have contained him to the lower southeast portion of the map. He does not even have the high munition point which is near to his base. At this particular moment I think I lose a rifleman. No, they make it away safely, and there are 4 armored cars on the field. They're not going to be a threat to my M8, but they are going to be a threat to my riflemen. Here I'm trying to sticky some of them, but doesn't seem to be paying off. Here my engineers, I think I kind of overdid it with them, so that's a problem. And here we find out why he was, trying to kite me around with the armor cars, although the armor cars do no damage to my M8. It's because there was a Tellermine there. That was what he was trying to get me to do, to go over that particular Tellermine, which did happen. So I lost my M8, but he lost 2 armor cars as well. So armor cars cost 25 fuel and 260, I think, or 255 manpower. So overall I would say that I came on top of that battle, taking out 2 armor cars for 1 M8. Of course I had already my AT gun being produced, and at this point I think I pretty after of course I saw the Tellermines, I go for armor. Armor will allow me to get AT guns faster out, will allow me to get my and will allow me to get the field repairs and the Pershing out, which I consider to be, in conjunction with the AT guns, the only thing I can use to counter a potential Jagdpanther. So my second M8 is so quickly on the field that I can use it to drive off that Kettengrad there, and my lone rifleman squad in the west was trying to deter those PGrens from capping the victory point. As you see, I'm pushing 4 victory points now. It's 500 and against 169 in my favor, so I have a pretty substantial lead in victory points, and I'm gonna continue pushing for victory points throughout this game. My M8 is once again on the field, drives off the Kettengrad, but there are no ACs around because the ACs are in the other end of the map, in the east, hunting down those riflemen and eventually killing them. Not much that I could do there. I could have known that he had, bunched up his aces and coming for me, so It is a loss for me. But you know, I still have 3 riflemen on the field. Yeah, I still have 3 riflemen on the field, and my AT gun as well as my mate. So I'm pretty sure I now can easily hold this east portion of the map. You'll see now the power of the offensive veterancy and multiple ACs against riflemen, even in green cover. They bring them down so quickly. And I'm keep placing mines and trying to hold off his armor cars. I got a glimpse of a hetzer, so I'm kind of worried about where my mate is gonna go. And this time is and around this time it's when I get really nervous about flanking ACs in conjunction with a hetzer attacking my AT gun position and my mate. So I start spamming mines all over the map, literally all over the map. In the entrances, in between the houses, in the open cover, in the open field around my AT gun, at the choke points, in between the hedges and the central victory point, as well as the approach to my strategic point. Low health rifleman squad manages to retreat after I stick it the armor car and caused some losses on the PGrens, and my M8 is gonna make its way there, trying to kill those PGrens and even, of course, the armor car. I think my supply yard upgrade is already operational, at least level 1. Must have gone up. Yes, it has. I just saw. And I got my second AT gun out, so I'm feeling pretty safe with with 2 AT guns and an armor car and an M8 against all those armor cars or even the hetzer. So what I want to do now is keep the lead I have on my VPs and continue to push, harass and fend off any possible attack by the PE player. And of course I keep spamming mines. I do have that significant munition income because I have control of that high munition point in the west for quite some time now. And I'm gonna use those extra munitions to lay as many mines as I can possibly lay. And at this time I'm getting even a second M8 out. 2 M8s will be even more effective against the ACs, and I'll minimize the chances of ACs flanking my AT guns, while my AT guns take care, for example, of the hetzer or the hetzers. I'm not so sure whether he has 1 or 2 at this point. Good thing for me, I do not see many PGrens, which means, as I said, his repair power, his capping power is significantly lowered, and he has to rely on his Kettenkrad to do all of that, which is kind of a tough thing to do. Tough thing for him, of course, but very good for me. Mine laying continues, harassment continues, trying to get hold of the fuel, although I have no need for fuel at the moment. Here I think he's trying to move in with his ACs and his hetzer, but my 180 gun is in position, will open fire on the hetzer and the ACs, and AC even hit a mine there. So having seen that, I'm gonna use my M8s to hunt down the ACs after I take out the Kettenkrad, which happened right now. And possibly my mine that he tried to blow up with his ACs actually helped me kill his Kettenkrad, because the Kettenkrad was in range of the mine which is kind of weird. Oh yeah, this is a good point for me because the very low health armor cars are a first priority target for the M8s, and this is exactly what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna take both the low health armor cars out. I'm not gonna keep hunting them because there are teller mines, and of course there are hetzers around. Actually, there are two hetzers around. One, however, is in range of my AT gun, so it's gonna take some hits. It's down to 20% health, as I saw there. Oh, actually nearly dead hetzer, but it made it out of there. At this point, I could have used, my mates on a flanking maneuver to the east and around the hedges, trying to hunt down the hedger, but I considered not so worth it at the time. So I kept it in the west, trying to fend off the armored cars and the hetzer, although the hetzer eventually would be killing them. So I just retreat in the safety of the hedges, and at this point I'm saving up for a Pershing, although I am 2 command points away from it. I do not want to spend my manpower on more AT guns because I already have 2. I don't think I need more. I already have my stickies. I do have my 3 riflemen on the field. Yeah, I think there are 3 riflemen. And of course I have my 2 engineers equipped with minesweepers. In case I need to go forward with my mates, I will use my minesweepers alongside them, so I'm safe from the teller mines. Here is a mistake he makes. He stays behind the hedges, which is not gonna work. And here comes a bit of a smack talk by him. Yeah, and this is the funny part of the game. Because lag ensues, and for no reason whatsoever. At least I know it wasn't my lag, because I checked my connection, and it's the beginning of a very interesting trolling and rallying online on his part, that I lagged the game and I effectively hacked him into losing the game, because although what happened was, and is a surprise for you, and it was a surprise for me at the time to watch. Of course, the kick screen comes up. I don't kick him. Why would I kick him? And at this moment he tries to move in with his hetzer and some PGrens. His PGrens, however, both his PGrens would hit mines, and now his hetzers are trying to kill off my remaining 2 mates. One of the hetzer goes down to the AT gun, at which part I face my AT gun to the second hetzer while I repair my low health mate. And lag goes on and on and on and on. Which is really unfortunate, because as I was writing on the chat room of the beta patch after this game, I find it so ridiculous that people would actually, lag kick or, I don't know, even drop hack in a game that has no freaking, importance. Is of no freaking importance whatsoever. As if, the normal ladder is of importance, but whatever. And here he kicks me. What? And I lagged, and I was the one that hacked him. And by the way, I got the win, which is really interesting. The dialogues that ensued and how many profiles I had to ignore is, was kind of amazing. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the game. I hope you did not enjoy his manners though. And that's all from me. I'll be seeing you shortly. Aramonkg out.